Hello, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Ongakuri, the podcast where three friends come together and break down what's new in the Japanese music industry. This is the podcast for the week of April 3rd, 2020. I'm your host, Ken, and with me we have Luna.
Hey everyone, good afternoon. Or good
And
evening.
Gray.
What's happening, dudes?
Yay, all three of us are back together again.
Yeah.
Woohoo, the tripod.
Woohoo, indeed. How have we been?
Surviving.
Surviving, yes.
Hanging in there.
That's a word. So what have we been listening to as of late? Let's start with you, Luna, since we missed you last week.
Just kind of hodgepodge of stuff. I finally really dug into all these CDs I bought over the past 4 or 5 months. So I started listening to Mizuki Nana's newest album, Cannonball Running, Kotokumi's remix album. It's just entitled Remix. Also, Edu's Makuake album, Revisiting that, because I finally got a physical copy. Oh, I love her so much. Also checking out Nakagawa Shoko's latest album, and Yasuda Rei's newest album, and Chanmina. Just a lot of random songs, and also someone we'll be talking about later. I've definitely dived into the last 2 weeks and has been a saving grace. We will save that till a little bit later. So, what about you, Gray? What have you been listening to?
Well, I have been listening to this week's Music Corner, which we will get to. And I have also been listening to more Ivy, more of next week's Music Corner as a little preview for next week. And that's been about it. It's been slow here, so I haven't been listening to too much music. With everything going on, I've been trying to keep my head in the news, but after a week of keeping my head in the news, I'm probably going to take a break from the news for a little while. So next week should be way more lucrative as far as what I'm listening to goes. What have you been listening to, Ken?
I've been listening to a couple other things. I've been listening to Syrup. His CIY album is fantastic. You guys should take a listen to that. And I've been listening to Polka Dot Stingray's new song, Jet, which is amazing. You guys should check that out also. And a lovely little band called Pont, which is probably going to be a future indie corner in the making. So let's stay tuned to that. And besides that, not too much. I tossed a coin to your Witcher because goddamn Timber, he got that stupid song stuck in my head. But yeah, nothing too much. I did revisit Shia Summer and going to Mall 74, a couple of indie bands there. Nothing too much out of the ordinary for me. No more juicy playlists because I don't feel like gyrating in my house. I'd rather do that in front of the birds. But yeah, with that, let's start off with the news here.
Yes, I do. All right, I'll be taking it away. We're going to start off with an idol group called Reime. They have announced that they're going to be dropping their first physical single. They have had a couple of digital singles that they have dropped, but this will be their very first physical single. It's actually already out if you're listening to this, as it dropped on April 1st. And the name of the song is Rebel Rebel. You can order your copy off the site if you're interested. And if you want to get an idea for what Reime sounds like, you can check out the live music performance that they have off their YouTube channel, also on the site.
And continuing on up, it is the lovely 4-member pop rock band Ryoko Oshoku Shakai. That is a name.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, they announced that they will be releasing a brand new album called Sing Along on April 22nd via their official YouTube channel. This will be the latest release since their self-debuted album back in March of 2018 and will be their first major label debut album. It will release with 13 tracks total, and you can see more information about that along with the teaser video on our site as well. Then continuing on up, it is the lovely psychedelic duo of Swim Sweet Under Shallow released the music video for their track Boyo Boyo on their official YouTube channel. This comes after the successful release of their album Oderon and is one of the lead tracks. You can check out all the information about that on our site, along with the music video for Boyo Boyo on our site as well.
All right, moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about Rock Band 9mm Parabellum Bullet. They have revealed that they are dropping 2 new releases on the exact same day. So on September 9th, if you're a 9mm Parabellum Bullet fan, it will be a good day for you because they are going to be dropping their 11th single and a brand new album. It's going to be a tribute album. Album is called Chaosmology, and Chaosmology is going to be a 2-disc album. The first disc is going to be titled Singing, and the second disc is going to be titled Instrumental. There is no information about the upcoming single that has been revealed, but they also plan on touring. I don't know if the current what's going on will affect this or not, so it will remain to be seen. But as it stands, they will be touring in September. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely check it out. We have the dates and locations listed on the site. So if you're a 9mm Parabellum Bullet fan, this is definitely something that you should be on the lookout for.
All right, next up we have Yayoi Diamond shows us her Lonely Night. She is a Japanese singer, songwriter, producer, and DJ. And she released the latest music video, Lonely Night, which is a promotion for one of her new EPs entitled Girls Love, which dropped on March 18th. You can check out that music video on the site, along with the track listing for her Girls Love EP, which has 6 tracks, including the other hit, Mango, featuring Minnie. Highly recommend checking this EP out. It's fantastic.
And continuing on up, it is the lovely vocalist Kaze Fujii announced that he'll be releasing his first full album, Help Ever Hurt Never, on May 20th. This will be the latest release done by Fujii since his Muiwa EP and will be his first physical release. It's all written and composed by Kaze himself, and sound production Yafo will be handling the everything else with the lyrical composition. You can check out more information about that on our site, along with his short live music video of Yasashisa on the site as well.
All right, next up is 3-member Japanese pop rock band Arcs brings their second album, which dropped on April 1st. It is entitled One and comes out 4 years after their first mini album, Image. You can check out the track listing, which includes 5 tracks, along with their hit Diboruba, which we have the music video for on our site, as well as the cover. And you can find an order link to CD Japan. They are fantastic and one of the newer groups I discovered, and I love the lead's voice.
And continuing on up to popular VTuber fame, Kaede Higuchi has made her major debut on Lantis's label this past March 25th with her single Marble. It's available on all streaming platforms worldwide starting the same day. And if you guys don't know about her, she is a character managed by the production Niji Sanji and started her virtual YouTuber activities back in February of 2018. Yeah, you can check out a lot of these things. It's really interesting. So we started doing these VTuber stuff, and I've been kind of keeping a closer look on it, and it's very, very interesting how these virtual idols are working out now. And we'll get more upon this later when we go to the Oricon, but it's very interesting to see nonetheless. But you can check out more information about Higuchi on our site, along with the music video for Marble itself. And then continuing on up to vocalist Haru Memuri released a music video for her track Riot on her official YouTube channel, set to be the lead track for her second upcoming album Loveism, released back on March 20th. This will be the latest release done by Memuri since her single Kick the World back in 2018. And it's very interesting because they go to my heartland of Mother Russia and seeing her chill out in the environment over there. You can check out more information about the music video on our site and the music video in question too.
All right, next up is Yayoi Diamond presents a YouTube live showcase. She streamed a special live on YouTube, and this was to, in a way, commemorate or I would say, I'm trying to think of the word, is due to the cancellation of the music festival, X, man, I'm going to get tongue tied here, SXSW, the Southeast by Southwest. She did a special live for her fans on YouTube, and it streamed, and you can still watch that stream on there. And it pretty much is a very personal live. It's about 45 minutes, and you pretty much see Yayoi in a, looks like her house almost, with a band in front of her singing some of her most popular songs. And I loved how fan related this was, because if you watch this live, you were able to tweet, I would say tweet at her, like comment on YouTube, chat at her, and she was reading a lot of these comments out loud and pretty much saying hi to all her fans. And I love that about her, and I love that about this live. She cares about her fans so much. She did this tribute for her fans due to the cancellation, as there are so many people who are looking forward to seeing her. And this is a great way to really check her out. It also has a lot of her new tracks from her 3 EPs, Girls, which include Strong Love and Diamonds. So it has some fantastic songs in here, and this woman is amazing.
Continuing on up, it is the lovely vocalist now released the music video for her newest track, Best Friend, on Palettes record label official YouTube channel. Releasing on April 7th, now will venture forward once again with her solo career. She's mostly associated to the 3-member idol group Nikigo, and like her member Kaede before her, they're trying to go forward with this solo career, and it's very, very interesting with that. And it's good because these girls need a break every so often to focus on solo careers with that. But you can check out more information about that on our site, along with the music video question.
Moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about Japanese musician Riona, as she has announced that she's going to be dropping a brand new single titled Anima, and it's set to be released on May 20th. Like her other previous singles, this one's going to be tied to Sword Art Online. It's going to be the second season of Sword Art Online Acceleration War of Underworld. I hope I said that right. And if you get the limited pressing version of this, it's actually going to come with the main theme for the mobile game. So if you are a huge Sword Art Online fan and you are a Riona fan, this is definitely something to check out. We have pre-order links in the article, so if you are eager, you can go ahead and grab your copy today. And we also have a copy, her last single, which was Null, in the article if you're not familiar with her and you want to check her out. Moving on to the next article, we're going to be talking about voice actress turned singer Akari Kito, as she has announced that she's going to be releasing her debut album titled Style, and is set to come out on May 27th. She has a fairly prolific anime career, but she's probably best known for voicing the character Nezuko Kamado in Demon Slayer. So if you were a huge fan of that and you're a Nezuko fan, this is definitely something for you to check out. Her new album is going to be released in 2 editions, a standard and a limited edition. And the limited edition will come with a bonus Blu-ray. So you can definitely check it out. And we have her song Desire Again in the article if you want to check out her musical stylings. Lastly, we are going to be talking about Misaki Isawa, as she has announced that she's going to be releasing her 9th single titled Migite to Hidarite no Blues, and is set to drop on April 22nd. She is a former AKB48 member who is now an Inca singer, so if you're unfamiliar with her, this is her background. And yeah, it's coming out in 3 editions, a standard, limited, and a Umi Monogatari collaboration edition. And we have all the information on the site, which you can check out, along with pre-orders.
Yeah, so I've even I know who Iwase Misaki was, because she made her debut for Inca while in AKB still. She was doing a couple other things. She did Inko version of Heavy Rotation, for that matter. She's been in the group for a long, long time, so it's good that she's still continuing on with her Inko career. I follow her quite a bit every so often.
Yeah. It's also vastly different from her AKB career, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, not to play her down, but she wasn't a major player, so to speak. So we didn't get to really see her ability shine all too much while she was in the group. So her breaking out and doing this Inca stuff is actually worked really good wonders for her. So I'm happy that she decided to make this much more of a career than pursuing the particular idol career. But yeah, with that, let's continue on to this week's music corner, and I took the reins this time, and it is going to be the lovely vocalist of Kumiko Yanagida, and she broke into the music scene back in 2002 and decided to go a little different route from the pop-filled R&B infested genre that took over the industry during that time. You know, she has a very interesting vocal range, and coupled with that to her very, very, very superfluous acoustic guitar skills, she was like one of the handful of artists that kind of started that revolution of the strong female vocalist with a guitar kind of thing that actually started with Yui and is continuing on to this day with the likes of Aimyon. So, you know, she has like 3 specific parts of her career, and we're kind of gonna quickly kind of go over this. You know, her initial solo work, she was a very emotional singer, and you can tell that by listening to a lot of her songs. Her songs, Lemonade and Kage no Okuri, is such an amazing range to show her vocal skills off. And you know, with that, she kind of went into going into a band and became kind of a lead duo with this band called the Milky Tangerine. You know, her popularity, she was quite popular when she had her solo career, but it didn't really boom until she joined the band. And she was their lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist, and their whole thing was having a sweet and sour punch to their sound composition, and the whole thing brought up her name so much more and brought up her evolution to the industry more, because she decided to take it a little bit much more of a popper, bubbly feel with that. The song Shibuya Kaimono Koso Kyoku is amazing and probably one of the songs that got me into the band and her in as a whole. But she didn't quit her emotional dynamic range, as songs like Your Beautiful Mind still kind of clings on to her past. And while her solo career at the time wasn't being the forefront, she still kind of continued with it with smaller releases, which unfortunately kind of came handy with the Milky Tangerine's hiatus back in 2016. And she took a lot of those lessons and kind of made a more happy-go-lucky composition with the vocal range that she kind of encompassed while she was in Milky Tangerine. And she kind of has this like really interesting fusion style now. Her track Summertime Music is a perfect example to show off her growth that she exhibited throughout her career. And she is a vocalist that I've wanted to do for a while, but I didn't know how to encompass her. And she was kind of my last ditch effort if I wasn't going to find anyone over the course of these next couple months. But I've always wanted to talk to her ever since Milky Tangerine. I actually went to go see them, and I actually have a picture if you guys want to go check that out. I put it up on our Twitter while she was in Milky Tangerine's days, and those are good times. Those are good times. What do you guys think about her? I've been dying to know for the last 2 weeks now.
I love her. So her music to me it reminds me a little bit of Bonnie Pink, because she has this very nice, beautiful voice with a great vocal range. And my favorite song is Anata to Watashi. And I know it's one of her older tracks, but something about that song speaks, and she is a great way, like you said, of using her emotion, especially in her older music, and you can hear her bring that out. I just absolutely love that about her, and in that she did something different for the time she came out as well. You know, she did do the, I don't mind her more pop side, but I do like a little bit before, and I loved what she did with the Milky Tangerine, as it was definitely more of a pop rock sound versus, her more a little bit more bubbly pop. But just her vocal range is amazing. I think I do like her older music a little bit more than her new music, but I still love, like, Summertime Music was a beautiful song, and it's just so cute and fun. Um, but a lot of her older ones are what I loved, and Spotify had most of them, which made me super happy because her Labu album is freaking amazing from '07. Oh my god, that is like gold right there. And the one from '03, Teito Teito, my kanji's not good. Uh, that one was amazing because I did the song Summertime Music, which I loved. Um, and Wasurenai Hito was so beautiful. Like, I just really enjoyed her voice, the composition of the music. As to me, she was kind of my saving grace this week. She brought me a breath of fresh air upon what I usually listen to, because I do love that style, and I love Bonnie Pink, but I haven't gone back to that in a little while. So for me, it just brought something new that and refreshing that felt really good that I have not dived into in quite some time. And that meant a lot to me, and she just kind of got me through the last couple weeks as they've been a little, I needed something relaxing and nice, and it had a good tone to it, and she was just that perfect medicine.
Yeah, I'll say I really enjoyed her. She really has great vocal range. Honestly, I was kind of iffy on her, and then I heard Milky Tangerine, and that kind of what won me over to her. I loved like Milky Tangerine and their style. It was really fun, especially that first album. It was just a blast. I was working in the garden helping my girlfriend with flowers when I was listening to it, and that helped me get through the shoveling. So I really, really enjoyed that one. And I will say, if you listen to her first album, the opening track is absolutely stunning. I'm not going to sit here and try to give you the name. It's in kanji. But if you go to her 2002, her very first album, and that very first track, check that thing out. It is absolutely gorgeous. That song is really a great showcase of especially her early career, who she is and what she wants to be. Like, it really comes across well in that song, particularly to me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, a lot of her music is in kanji back in her early days, so it's really hard to go and recommend specific tracks, but definitely check out her first album. I really, really was digging her first album, and her Milky Tangerine days are absolutely great, especially seeing how the Milky Tangerines influenced her recent stuff is really interesting, and definitely something to look forward to down the road.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, she was an artist that I wanted to introduce quite a long time ago. I would have done it during Indie Corner, but they were on hiatus, so I didn't consider them being an indie band no more to be a prominent one anyway. But yeah, I mean, you can check out more information about her on our site, and like we said earlier, all three steps of her claim to fame in the industry, her early career, her later career, and her Milky Tangerine days, are on all digital media streaming sites, so go check it out.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you for introducing this lovely artist to us.
Thank you so much. She has been my saving grace, and I love her.
But yeah, continuing on, let's go to the Oricon. This week is interesting week. The first one, it is lovely One Night Kareshi by the Visual K band The Raid. Now this was interesting because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna listen to some generic ass boy band that I know for a fact Gray's gonna like. And then I heard the guy's voice and I'm like, no, this is Visual K. This is straight up Visual K. I already knew it was Visual K before I looked at the rest of the members of the band. And I'm like, yeah. This is very interesting. This is the first time we've ever encountered a Visual K band on the site or on the Oricon for quite a long time since our inception.
Yeah, it's been a
What
long
do you
time
guys-
since we talked about one.
Yeah, so what do you guys think of them?
I liked it. I thought it was interesting and something different that showed up in the Oricon. And like you said, as soon as you hear that lead vocalist, you already know it's Visual K. And when I saw the cover and I saw kind of like a little bit of I saw the cover, I'm like, oh, it's just gonna, like you said, typical. I found it not what I was expecting, especially usually when I think Visual K, it's harder than this. This was more poppy Visual K to me. A little more like dancey than your usual more, I don't know, metal, rock.
Well,
Yeah, this is the thing. I'm gonna be the old man yelling at the clouds right now because this isn't my Visual K. This is the influence of stuff like Golden Bomber.
Golden Ball.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
where the kind of poppy influence with that Visual K splash is gonna go a long way, and they tried with the song, and you can kind of tell like they tried to hit that Golden Bomber feel with
Yep.
this song.
well,
Yeah, because to me it didn't feel like full Visual K. I thought it was okay, but you could tell like they were definitely trying to hit at pop as well to get those sales.
Well, I thought this song was an actually beautiful ballad. I thought just like the way like the music was done and the vocals were done, like everything came across like really well. And the subject matter was something very interesting. That's not something you typically see or anything that we typically talk about. So I always thought that was very fascinating and interesting. And I really enjoyed, if you get a chance to watch the music video, I do recommend that. I wouldn't have guessed this was a Visual K band until you actually see the band and see the makeup and stuff. And then I was like, I think they're a Visual K. So I'm not into the Visual Ks, or I don't have that history. So I wasn't able to spot them immediately, but I sat down, I enjoyed it. And I thought this was an absolutely gorgeous song that's full of emotion, definitely heartfelt, and was really, I think it was like one of the highlights of the week, honestly. Like I really enjoyed the song.
The subject matter also is kind of this is something that you would see in the mid-aughts too, and it's something that doesn't get brought up again, but it kind of needs to.
Yeah.
So-
I agree.
But regardless, One Night Karashi sold a lovely 13,297 points. And going on up to number 9, it is Hakujitsu by King Nu. Nothing more we can say. 15,155 points. Going on up to number 8, it is Gorenge by Lisa. Nothing much we can say more about her, too. 18,302 points. Number 7, it is Pretenders by Official Higedandism. 2 more weeks and it'll be here about a year. And this week it sold a lovely 21,924 points. Going up once again, it is Birthday and Kimito Omoine Monologue by Mr. Children. This is probably the physical release of the song, so that's why it popped up again.
Yeah.
And it's good to see once again. What-
I always
need to-
love Mr. Children.
Need to watch the Doraemon movie.
And we're gonna cry like babies.
Yep.
That movie does look very sad.
Oh, I will cry.
Regardless, this week it sold a lovely 22,825 points. And going on up to number 5, it is Heart on Fire by The Pump.
I loved it. I loved the dance. I loved how fun this song was. And it's still not a USA, but this was fun. I enjoyed this. I had to watch it more than once. Just their dancing, their outfits, the techno, I think this is something we all need right now.
I'm going to say something controversial. I liked Party a lot more than this. I don't think this is a bad song. I think it's catchy. But for me, I don't know. It just didn't hit the bell or something. Like it's just missing something. It's not quite there for me. And so it was okay. I did enjoy it, but I felt like Party was a lot funner. And so, but it is Da Pump. So if you're a Da Pump fan, it's definitely right up that alley.
Yeah, no, I didn't really like this song either. So
I'm the odd man out for once, or odd woman out.
well, no, this is the thing. Like, the Pump is trying. They're really, really trying to recapture that magic with USA and trying the same compositions. And I need them to do something different. That's why as bad as Sakura sold, I enjoyed Sakura because it gave me a chance to listen to something else that isn't high energy dance and techno. That I don't want them to be one hit wonders, and unfortunately it's becoming that way with how USA is becoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you remember USA when you hear this. I think that was my only issue, is it brought me back to USA, but I still liked how fun it was. However, it would be nice to see, something a lot different from them to show they can do more than one genre.
And this isn't a them thing. They've been doing similar styles for the longest time, and that's why I'm kind of just like, I can't blame them because they were doing this right around what was the song they did originally for Kamen Rider Fies.
They did. Issa did Justifies for Fies, and he also did, or he was in Overquartzer for Geo.
No. But they were a part of Fies for the most part, right?
Yeah, Fies is the big one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the style didn't really change from Fies. Let's just say.
No, it did not. I like that song though.
So that's why I need them to change, because they got really, really big with how memeable USA ended up becoming and how easy the dance is for that one. And unfortunately, I feel like I've been listening to USA 1.5, like every single release that they've done. Party was like that. Like, if you were to tell me what was the difference between Heart on Fire, Party, and the other dance music that they did.
Oh yeah, they did have another one.
I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference. They all sound Heart on Fire for me personally, because they took a Eurobeat sounding composition with this one, and I don't mind that. Immediately though, I think of Night on Fire though, which is
by Dream,
another popular Eurobeat song.
Dream did that. Hinoue Team did that, and that's probably why I liked it, because I love Night of Fire, and it got me in my Eurobeat. So that's where more I came from on that. But I completely understand, your point of view on it.
Yeah, and like, I want them to do more. I want them to succeed, but I don't want them to rest on USA and that crowd, let's so to see. And unfortunately, it's becoming like that. And I trust them that they'll bring out another hit. But as of right now, seeing that they're trying to recapture that magic using the same composition, I don't think it's gonna end up working out for them in the long run. They might need to shake something up. I could be wrong. This is just me. I want every artist to at least do something different. And same for Official Hige, for example. We're gonna get on this for a little bit too, where if they don't, I need them to do something else too, because I Love was literally just Pretenders again, except with a little bit more upper composition with that. I need them to do something else too. Otherwise, they're always going to rest on Pretender, and I don't want them to do that. They have a great amount of songs too. But yeah, sorry. That's how I feel about this song, because I need them to change, because it's getting to the point that they're resting on that one song. And official Hige is going to become that pretty soon if they don't change up their style too. Regardless, Heart on Fire sold a lovely 23,841 points. And continuing on up to number 4, it is I Love by official Hige Dandism. This week it sold a lovely 34,824 points. Going on up to number 3, it is A Song for You, by Muse. And they are the main band for the lovely Love Live series. So,
Love Live School Idol Project original.
The original.
Yeah,
The OGs. They are the OGs.
So, since you've been kind of dabbing into this for a little bit, Luna, why don't you take the wheels and I want you to tell me, how'd you like the song?
I think this is probably one of their best songs. I binged all of Love Live, all 2 seasons in the movie, and I also watched Love Live Sunshine. I love this song. I think this is one of my favorite ones by Muse, and probably one out of Muse and Accords is one of my also top songs by them, because I liked Accords songs. Like, they had fantastic songs, but I felt their group was lacking, whereas Muse, I loved every member. Accords, I didn't love them like I did Muse. And this track just made me smile and made me full of joy, because it really encompasses what these girls are and the music they bring and how they inspired, all these other anime idols like that. I mean, you think about it, this is a big inspiration for a lot of other ones that are coming out. And also for the inspiration for Sunshine, as you see Muse is the inspiration for Accords. And this is a song that shows why they're so inspirational. And it pulls you in, their voices, just how everyone is so, they have the perfect harmonies, they're dancing, everything about it. I love. All the seiyus in Muse are fantastic and have showed how talented they are. I've fallen in love with Muse, and I didn't think I'd go down that rabbit hole, and I did. So, I need to buy this single. I need to buy all of Muse singles now. I went that far down. But this is probably one of my favorite ones yet.
What about you, Gray?
Yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed this song. Like, several years back when Love Live was airing the first season, I tried to watch it. I watched the first four or five episodes, and I was really enjoying it, but I got busy and I kind of fell out of it, and I've never kind of gone back to it. But I was able to get to the debut of their song Start Dash, and that's always been my favorite Muse song is Start Dash. I love that song. And so usually if I'm listening to a Muse song, that's the bar it's compared to is their first song. And this song has been really the closest as far as Start Dash goes. It is such a fun, lovable song, very catchy, and it does capture the girls' personalities really well in it. So it's definitely a good song, even if you're not into the school anime idol rock scene. This still is something worth checking out, as it's a very fun number to listen to.
So, for me, I don't know anything about the Love Live series. I know very tentatively about the Love Live series through the seiyus that is associated to them. Mimorin is Sonoda, so she's one of my favorite seiyus. And the Yellow Buster is Daya, that's her name.
Daya, that's from Sunshine, and then Sonoda's from the first one. Yeah.
So it's interesting for me. I play the school idol festival game. The latest one that came out. I've been kind of going on that too. So I've been listening to a lot of their songs too. So kind of getting a crash course on all the Love Live stuff is very interesting. I am just very, very sad that there is no sign of Papa Honk. I'm very, very mad about that. Papa Honk is best character. He deserves more chance in the limelight.
Papa Honk is in neither TV show.
He needs his own TV show. But regardless, all joking aside, Muse, this is probably one of the better songs this past week. And it shows how influential Love Live is still, because this is the latest release done by Muse in 4 years, and it's still sold very, very well. It shows how much grip the Love Live series has on the industry still for all these fans. And it's interesting because we're seeing the top 3 rise before us. We're seeing Idolmaster, we're seeing Love Live, and then we're seeing Bang Dream. Bang Dream is picking up popularity also very much so now. But it's interesting to see how different all 3 series are, while all the music is also very different too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I prefer a lot of the Love Live songs. I might correct jokes here and there about it, but I prefer a lot of the Love Live songs compared to Idolmaster. Yeah, that's the whole thing. We're not really an Idolmaster person, but like I said, if we sat down and probably watched Idolmaster, maybe we'll change our tune just a bit.
If they ever licensed it.
Yeah, it's not licensed.
Come on,
that's the problem.
Bandai. But regardless, I mean, A Song for You was very, very solid, and let me go ever so slightly maybe into the original Love Live series. It is streaming, right? If I'm forgetting.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. The whole series is on Crunchyroll.
Are you sure it's not Sunshine? Because the original Love Live is extremely hard to find. Those Blu-rays are out of print.
I mean, that's where I was watching it
Has
originally.
the rights.
That's where I was watching it originally. I mean, that was years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think the original streaming anymore because NIS owns the rights and they don't do anime anymore, and I think they lost the license. Sunshine is streaming on Funimation.
I'll check later, but I think it's available for stream. I'm not too sure. But if it is, I'll probably definitely check it out a little bit more. And the animation for this music video is on point. I'll give it that. You know, the thing is, with Bang Dream, I really don't like the 3D animation. So watching the music videos for these songs are really, really rough. But they do semi 3D, 2D with this, and it's not too bad.
Love Live School Idol Project is on Crunchyroll.
Okay, yeah, so it is on Crunchyroll, so I'll probably watch it later. But regardless, A Song for You. You sold a lovely 46,121 points. Going on up to number 2, it is Haruwa Yuku and Marie by the lovely Aimer. So, these 2 songs were probably the top for me. And not to say not a knock on number 1, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But Aimer's vocal range was put on point with these 2 tracks, and I loved every single one of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Marie is fantastic. It is beautiful. I think I loved it only a tad bit over Haruwa Yuku, but oh my gosh, they were both beautiful in their own way, and the lyrics for these songs were just amazing and really touch you, especially Marie. I love both of them. I mean, her vocals, the composition, everything about these were amazing. Well,
if Luna was the voice of dissension for 5, I'll be the voice of dissension for 2. I did really like Marie, but I didn't like. I'm not going to say I didn't dislike whatever the first song is, but I didn't. It was just okay. I thought it was passable. I feel like Marie does have a really solid melody and a very, very solid hook, and her vocal range is on display here. But I had a really, really hard time really getting into the first song. It just didn't.
Haruwa Yuku.
Thank you. Haruwa Yuku is just. It was okay. Like I said, it's not a bad song or anything like that, but it just really wasn't doing much for me.
No, I understand your point too. And you know, with Aimer, I know she's a kind of a harder pill to swallow too, because she does that she does certain styles that
Yeah.
you're all right with, but you're not really a fan.
And
let's just say that.
Well, and Eimer historically has always been really hit and miss with me. Like she has songs that I genuinely like, and then she has songs that I'm like, they're good. I see why people like them, but it's just not something I like per se. And Harewa Yuku was definitely that. I was like, it's got positive qualities, but it's just not something I would listen to.
It's not going to be a song that you're going to randomly choose.
But like I said, Marie was solid. That's a very solid song. It is very enjoyable, and it is very, very pretty. It's very, very pretty. And I will say, you can definitely hear her emotions in Marie, which makes it stellar. Absolutely stellar.
Yeah, both were very solid for me. The vocal range is on point for this. And, Eimer is an artist that I've been loving ever so much, and mostly because she fits all the boxes that I kind of do like in a single female lead. And, it's another solid work for her. When she does do the bubbly stuff, that kind of puts her on blast even more. Because, like I said, 3 Minute is an amazing track from her last album, and Penny Rain is so, so good. You guys gotta give a listen to that. But her vocally focused tracks are always a pleasant surprise and always really good.
I agree. I love her voice. She has an amazing voice and range, and her vocals are just such a treat. Especially songs like Marie. Oh my god. Like, that's a reason to buy the single right there.
Regardless, Haru wa Yuku and Marie sold a lovely 55,313 points. And going on up to number 1, it is Shiawase no Hogo Soku by the lovely Nogizaka 46. So, with this song, I don't know how to feel about it.
I don't either, because it sounds like something else and I can't put my finger on it. It sounds like a cover of something. And it's the melody and how they sing it.
It sounds like for me it didn't sound like anything. It sounded like something where it was right in the middle of two tracks where I want it to be. But I don't know, because if this is going to be Shirasimai's swan song, I don't want it to go up like this. She deserves better for someone that's been in Nogizaka for so long.
Yeah, and I was wanting to like this because I got into their Inochi wa Utsukushi song, and it was so freaking good. So I was excited to see them as number 1, and then I listened to it and I was very disappointed because it's such a different type of track. And I do know what you mean, because like the first part, how that song opens, it sounded like I heard it before, but then it goes into something completely different. And then it goes back to that same feeling like the beginning. And I just kept flip-flopping on, this sounds similar to something, now it doesn't. I'm confused. I don't know what to think about this.
Yeah, so I guess I'll be the voice of dissension for the second time in a row. I loved this song. This song was absolutely fantastic. I loved pretty much everything about it. I loved that it was more upbeat than sad and somber, but it does have like the sad moments to it. Like you can definitely feel like the sad moments that are in this song. It's very, very, for me, it was a very emotional song. Like I really started crying in the middle of this because it really hit me. This is going to be her last song. This is her swan song, and they could have done like a traditional ballad or anything like that. But one of the things that I really, really loved about the song was that there's this essence of hope that runs throughout the song, and you hear it in their voice. And I just love, like, even though it's sad, like, it's still upbeat. Like, there's still this essence of hope. Yes, there's if you watch the music video, there's a flower ceremony that they do. And that's really where like like the waterworks really started for me. But she's smiling throughout the whole thing. Things are going to be good. Like there's this essence of hope, and it really brought like a huge hope to me as I was listening to it, and that really just made me love the song. Like because hope is something that I feel like we really need in the world right now. And it sucks. I really hate to see Mai Shiraishi go, But if this is how she's going to go, I felt like this was the best way to go out on a high note, upbeat. Yes, it's sad, but things will go on. There's hope in the world. Like there's an essence of hope, and that's really what drew me to this song. Like I could just feel like the hopefulness in it and through it, and that's really carried it through the whole thing. So I love the song. I felt like it really nailed it, and I felt like this is the way to go out. This is how you do a graduation song.
So, I need to shoot this question to you then, because we went through several graduation songs now.
Yes.
Would you rank this the best one out of all of them that we listened to? Not through Nogizaka, but through AKB as well.
I would say yes. I really liked, and I am forgetting her name, but 2 graduations ago. I really, really loved that song too. But
Nishino's?
Yeah, there you go.
Nanase?
Yeah, Nanase's. Sorry, I just could not remember her name. Yeah, I loved Nanase's, and that one too had a really good beat and melody to it. But I really feel like this is the best one because of all the ones that I've seen, this is the one with the most again hope in it. Like just like you feel it throughout the whole thing, and that really just made it emotional for me.
For that instance, then Kairi Michiwa is a much hopeful song in my opinion, because it's a much more uplifting composition.
See,
Yuake Made, I can see your point where it is a somber song. It is a much somber song than Kairi Michiwa and Shiawase.
Yeah, but see the last graduation song they did, like I wasn't crazy about it because I really felt like, and don't shoot me for this, but I felt like that melody was generic. Like
too late. I already shot you like half.
like to me, like I just felt like that was a fairly generic song, and like to this moment, like I'm struggling to remember the melody for that thing.
I like the fact that you say generic song coming from you.
I know, it's great. That's why I say it, because it's like there's a level of irony in there. It's like, oh God, he thinks this is generic. But
like I'll say this much for Shiawase, it does have that sense of hope, like you were saying, and I don't know how to feel like. I mean, for me, because I've seen her whole thing, her whole start to finish now.
Yes,
not closely following, but I've seen her start to finish, and it's, in my mind, it's anticlimactic.
And that's a fair assessment. And I will say that the one of the reasons why it affected me so much is because of the times that we live in. And if it wasn't for that, I probably would be saying a different tune. But
like for me, like for me, her song, her B-side song for this is a much better song to show how she grew. And it is called Jane. You guys gotta check it out. There's also a music video. And she reminisces. It's an 8-minute long track, so just kind of give yourself some time. But it's because she goes through her entire career in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And to see that is a much better thing to be like, she was their star. She was their Maida Atsuko.
Oh, yes.
She was the center. She was it.
Yeah.
And
like, as much as I love Nogizaka 46, she was like the last really big name they had in that group. And I don't know what they're going to do now, but no, her leaving's a big deal. And
yeah, her leaving is definitely a big deal. She was the first one to cross over onto the 48s as well, because she showed up in a lot of the 48 songs. She showed up in the Zenbatsu when they did an initial mix Zenbatsu. She was one of the only members to do so. And that's the only reason why I have such a big deal with this song. It's because I understand the hope that you're giving for this song. I completely understand that. But to give your main star, such a, in my personal opinion, anticlimactic send-off, without it being memorable, in my mind, it's kind of a bad service to be like that. Like, for me, even if I haven't heard Kairi Michiwa, I already know the composition in my head. But if you were to ask me maybe 2 weeks to 3 weeks from now, what was the composition for Shiawase? I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'd probably have a much more composition in my mind for Jane than Shiawase. But that's because I want them to... They should have put a little bit more oomph in my mind.
And see, in my mind, like, I still hear that melody in my skull. So to me, like, it's a very memorable melody to me.
So for me, I already forgot about what it sounded like. Is that bad? But
No.
I also didn't realize that was her goodbye song, because I really didn't. It didn't feel like a last song for her. I do remember Kairichi Mi. I can't say that right now. I can't talk. I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah.
But I remember the other song, the Kairichi Michiwa. I remember that one. Surprisingly, because I'm not super big into idols, but that one stuck with me, and the composition stuck with me. This one, I watched it like an hour ago, and I watched it more than once because I was trying to figure out what it reminded me of, and I still don't remember it.
Hey, even Sing Out has a much more ingraining composition, and I hate that song.
I understand it.
Oh, I mean, I love Sing Out, so you're not going to hear me
There's so many
complain.
other songs that mean hope, and you know what? It reminds me of a Girls' Generation song. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, or a Benny song.
But I've also
I'm trying
learned,
to
like,
figure
over
it
the years, like my taste for Nogizaka's music is always counter to y'all's. It really is. It's very rare that the stars align and we all three agree on it. Like, it's always like you two have your opinion and then mine's like polar opposite. And that's fine. I mean, that's just how things shake down. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I loved their Inochi Utsukushi. That song is so good. And I still have it stuck in my head since I did the Tune Back Tuesday on like Sunday. I have not gotten that song out of my head. But for me, this one, I can't. I tried more than once, and I was wanting to like it because of, I did the Tune Back. But it made me sad because it didn't have that oomph. And now I feel bad. I didn't realize it was her last song, her swan song.
Yeah. Oh, and like I think I know, like, I wrote the article and like we talked about this back in January, but I had forgotten that she was leaving the group, and it hit me halfway through the song. I was like, oh yeah, this is her graduation song. So yeah, but again, I like this because a lot of, like, I just feel like a lot of graduation songs are just sad, somber, slow songs, and I mean that's fine, but
that's why I liked Kairi Michiwa, because it was a much more up-tempo beat.
God, I don't remember the song that we're talking about. I really don't. Like, I couldn't even tell you what happens in the music video. Like, it's so just out of my mind. And it makes me feel bad as a Nogizaka fan. Like, I'm not sitting here like ha ha ha. Like, the song's like, no. I'm like, man, like, I should know this because I'm a fan of the group. But it's just
and I disdain this song too. But I also have Jiko Cho de Iko stuck in my mind occasionally because, F that song.
That song is great. What are you talking about? It's so good.
It's such a summer song. That's why.
Such a great song.
Like, Synchronicity. Like, so if Synchronicity was Shiraishi's goodbye song, I think I would have been much better in my mind to think about that.
I like Synchronicity.
Synchronicity is a great song.
I actually bought that single.
Yeah, I think that's the only the only song that all three of us agree. And Kyo liked this song too, because he guest starred when the song appeared. So, this kind of just goes back with idols in general, because I need them to do something more for their standout star. And I think Janae, her solo song is a much more better send off than Shiawase. And that's so sad to me in my mind. I understand there's a lot of compositions that it gives that hope and it's shutting that door. And I think that's what they're trying to do. And for me, it didn't click. For you, Gray, obviously it clicked, and because you were crying halfway through the song, it clicked for you that even though this is one chapter ending, this isn't the end of the book.
Yeah, well,
Kind of thing.
I started crying like halfway through the song, and then like after the song ended, I cried for like another 5 minutes. like it hit me so hard. Like I was just like in tears. It just like. It got me good. It got me good, and it's rare that we talk about a song that I just have such an emotional resonance with. But you know, like this is how it was. Like it's just like I love that feeling. And you know, I'm gonna go back because I know it's on Apple Music. I'm gonna go back and listen to that the song that I fail to remember. And
Kaeri Michiwa.
Yeah.
I knew for a fact, like, for you Aki, you didn't really like the graduation songs because they did a little bit of a somber. I was very shocked that you didn't like Kairi Michiwa because in my mind that's their best song. This is the thing with Nogizaka though. They only put out like 3 singles a year.
And that's very true too.
They only put out 3 to 4, if that, a year. Like last year they only put 3.
Yeah.
No, wait. That's not right. I think they only put out 2. They only put Sing Out and then Yuake Made, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, because Kare Michiwa was 2018.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they only put Sing Out and Yuake Made. So they always have like a 2 to 4 release schedule. So that's why it makes it such an event when they do release something. And Akimoto does put a lot more time into the 46s compared to the 48s now. It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's good to have this lovely talk. It's always good to have that.
It would be a boring show if we always agreed. And it's like we all had the same opinion. So it's always nice that, you know, sometimes we disagree and have that debate. It makes it interesting.
Yeah, regardless, Shiawase no Hogyo Soku sold a lovely 1,009,631 points. And while we're here, let's continue on to the albums real fast. The first one is going to be the best of Detective Conan 6. I guess it's all their opening theme songs and songs in the middle there. Odeon Blue by Udu. That's always really good. Raise the Flag by Sandame. Nox 127. Neo Zone Volume 2. I believe that is K-pop because every single time I see Volume 2, I just think K-pop. Their best collection for Wageki Band made number 6. Ceremony for King Noon took number 5. Traveler for number 4. Musical Token Rabudanshi took number 3. Shinjuku before the second DRB Husbando group looks like it took at number 2. And number 1 is Toyotu by Kiss My Feet 2. Or To Y2.
See,
we had difficulty the last time with this too.
Yeah. To me, I think it would be Toy 2. But I don't know. Maybe To Y2. I don't know. It's a weird, really weird.
I mean,
it's on brand though.
Also because
it's on brand.
It's Kiss My Feet too. Yeah. So took it at number 1. So, but yeah, you know, it's interesting times. Regardless, I want to say thank you for listening to this week's episode. Regardless, you can find us on all the social media stuffs, such as Twitter and Instagram on Ongaku.ru. You can find the site at ongaku.ru.com. You can find our 2 affiliates, Karyu Hunter. He is a Twitch streamer and a good friend of ours. You can check him out at twitch.tv/KyoryuHunter, KYORYUHUNTER. He also is dropping a brand new series called Retrosaurus, which our good old pal Lou is looking back at what retro games and what does that mean to the medium of modern gaming. You can check that out on his YouTube channel. Just look it up, KyoryuHunter, same spelling as his Twitch channel. You can also check out our other affiliate, TimberTaff. He is a Twitch streamer in his own right, and he is going through the lovely Witcher series, so you can check him out at twitch.tv/TimberTaff, TIMBERTFT. And you can follow them on the podcast that I am a part of called Podosaurus. It is a gaming-centric podcast where we kind of just go crazy and talk about Bionicles for like 40 minutes for some stupid reason. But you can check that out also on KyoryuHunter's YouTube channel as well. You can find me on Twitter at OTYKen1. You can find our good friend Renford at RenfordD. Where can we find you, Luna?
You can find me on Twitter and Letterboxd at LunaMaria87. You can find me on Instagram at NerdyCollectorLuna and my anime list at LunaMaria87.
And you, Gray?
You can find me at Ongaku Gray on Twitter, where I tweet about what I'm watching, what I'm listening to, all that fun jazz. I'm nearing the end of Kamen Rider Wizard, so if you're interested in my thoughts on Kamen Rider, be certain to tune in for that.
Are you a magician? No, I am a wizardle. That is an actual line from the Kamen Rider Gaim/Wizards movie.
I haven't got to the crossover yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
It is a terrible line, and I couldn't stop laughing when I first saw it. But regardless, I want to say thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of Ongaku to You. I'm your host, Ken, saying thank you very much and have a great day. Aloha.
This is Luna saying thank you for listening for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great rest of your week. Ja mata ne.
And this is great. Everybody stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys next time.